YouTube. What's going on? Um, I've been trying to figure out. Hold on a second, y'all. Trying to figure out what's going on with this thing here, man. Ain't figured that out yet. But let's see. All right. Kind of broke my tripod, so I'm trying to figure this thing out, man. Bear with me for a second. I'm trying to figure it out. What am I gonna have to do? Okay, here we go. Here we go. What's happening? As y'all can see, all is well, boy. All is well. I know I had some people. I got some people that's wishing for my demise and want to see me up against the wall and my back against the wall and all of that. So I just had to come on here and let y'all see. I'm still here. I'm still in the game, man. I'm still in the game. I take it one day at a time. I'm still in the game. What's going on? So let them laugh. Let them tease you. Let them do all the things that they do because in the end, you're going to win if you can persevere. And this is what I keep telling myself. I have to keep reminding myself. In the end, I'm going to win if I can just persevere. If I can withstand, I must be close to the door of success because everything and its mama is going wrong right now. I'm under a serious attack, man. I mean, emotionally, financially, not physically, but it's just things are just happening. To try to discourage me, to try to make me give up, to try to make me quit, to try to make me throw in the towel. And I know this is I'm talking about I'm taking some punches that's knocking me down to my knees. So and the one thing that I can say through this whole experience that I've been presented with is, man, I'm just paying attention to how people are acting, how people are responding, because this is going to be a blueprint. This right here is a blueprint, and I think if a lot of people don't lose sight, what's going on, Edward? If a lot of people don't lose sight of what they went through, the process, how people responded, how people acted. See, you got these young kids, they just so glad to arrive. They just so glad that, they're in the door of success, that they don't pay attention to none of the minute details. As a matter of fact, the details ain't even important for them. They just want to get there and have some fun, to enjoy this. And then when they realize, you know, it's not as easy as it has been made out to be. There are more expenses than they're made out to be. You see, now you got to make a decision because you got this image, and you got to keep this image up. And sometimes, unfortunately, we have a lot of people whose image is more important than truth. Let me say that again. We have some people right now whose image is more important than the truth. They could care less about the truth. All they're interested in is their image. And unfortunately, it is. It's much harder because you see, this is the thing that I don't think a lot of people are grasping or realizing. Man, the more money you get, and if you're not careful, the more expenses you're gonna have. You know, you want to go out and get the luxury car, but you ain't thinking about how much it's gonna cost me for insurance. Like 9 times out of 10, where you're living, the insurance is gonna be higher anyway because there's a chance it's gonna get damaged or stolen. So there are a lot of factors that are involved in this. And see, and this is the thing that kind of puzzles me. See, black and white people in America have a love-hate relationship. Let me say that again. Black and white people in America have a love-hate relationship. Excuse me. They do. They have a love-hate relationship. And I don't even know how it could be cured, man. You know, we love each other on the one hand, and then we hate each other on the other. You know, it's almost like families. You know, you got families, man, that on one hand love each other, and then on the second hand hate each other. You know, um, and we all on the same boat. That's the thing that I want to keep reminding people of. We all on the same boat, man. We all in the same position. You know, it's a lot of people, teasing me about being in this hotel and the fact that I got evicted. Like they can't even experience this. That something like this just couldn't happen to them. And right now, you got sweet and sour, man. I'm telling you, that's our relationship in America. Black and white people have a love-hate relationship. I mean, it's just that simple. You know, and it probably will always be that way. It probably will always be that way. A love-hate relationship. You know, we can't do with each other, and we can't do without each other. that's how crazy this situation is, boy, in America. But we can't do with each other, and we can't do without each other. We, we, we can't do without each other. Uh-oh, wait a minute, man. What's wrong with my phone here? Well, I tell you, here's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna be fighting with this here, man. I need another tripod. I messed my tripod up, so I just use this one. I ain't, you can't. The show gonna continue, regardless. So I can't use that one. I just use this one. You know, you still can see me. I still can talk. Um, but you know, sooner or later though, we gonna have to come to the reality of the mess that we've created right now in the world. Hold on a second, y'all. Man, I was messing with this here. Yeah, I'm gonna take this with me this morning. And anytime you start handling this stuff right here, something get in your nose, boy, you're gonna sneeze. I ain't lying, you're gonna sneeze. But I gotta put that in my car. I realized I don't have any cayenne pepper in my car for my food, man. So when I buy some food, I can put some cayenne pepper on my food. And I ain't got to wait till I get home. I can eat it while it's hot. Um, they're, you know, I told y'all, I told y'all that this guy that shot up Michigan State, that there was some kind of relationship. He didn't just go in there and shoot. Man, that man was trying to get a job at Michigan State. He was trying to get a job at Michigan State, and for whatever reason that he was rejected, and on top of the fact that his mom died, which is not an excuse for you to do something that stupid and that crazy. And here's another person that came out of the church. You know, this was a church going man. Why did he snap? You know, I told y'all there's something. It has to do with some kind of rejection from Michigan State. It has to be some kind of rejection. There has to be an issue. You know, because this guy just knew too much about their campus. You know, knew too much about their campus. Almost like somebody that's obsessed with their campus. And and that could have been his dream job, man. Was to work for Michigan State. That could have been his dream job. And he didn't get it for whatever reason. And he just snapped, man. And I honestly believe it has to do, it's gonna have to deal with some kind of rejection somewhere on Michigan State's part. You know, and that's not an excuse to go out here and kill some innocent lives, especially some young people that's just trying to get their start. And see, this is the one thing I have against this 80s crew. Those kids that are born in the 80s and the 90s. Man, them some straight up cowards, man. They straight up cowards. They'll jump you from behind. That 80s and 90s crew, man, you can't turn your back on them. Okay? Yeah. You can't turn your back on them. You know, because they'll use, so that's the crew that's using kindness to get the jump on people. You know, come up asking for some directions, or pretending like they in need just to get the jump. And look at what it's making us do to each other. It's making us hate each other. It's making us not trust each other. It's making us not want to give each other a chance. See, people don't realize, man, you have some subliminal habits that you're not even conscious of. You know, you do some things just out of habit that you might not even be conscious of. You know, you might if you see walking down the street and you see somebody coming towards you that might be making you uncomfortable, you might cross the street. You know, you don't think about it. You just see something that's uncomfortable and you cross the street. You know, that's and based on solely on your perception. And so often, man, we go through life with these perceptions of other people. And it all boils down to, man, what perception are people getting from you? Are they getting a positive perception? Are they getting a negative perception? Because it's either one of the two. And based on the reaction of the perception, then, that'll determine everything else that goes along. It's all about perception, man. And sometimes we do that every day. People say, I'm not prejudiced, man, you lie. You have, perceptions every day about things. That, it's just something, it's just made up in your character. And because most of us just go through life and we don't pay attention, we don't ask questions, we don't examine, we just go through life. And consequently, life just passes us by. We see, listen to me. If you started out 2023 in the same place you started out 2022, you didn't grow. Let me say that again. If you started out in the same place in 2023 that you started out in 2022, you didn't grow. See, there are some people that didn't take advantage of opportunities. Define place. Uh, um, in other words, okay, in the same spot is the place. Okay? Example. Uh, uh, you didn't. Okay, in 2022, you had your job. You had your everything was set, and you're content with where you are. You don't try to. You don't explore any other. You no, it's not necessarily about profit. It's not necessarily about profit. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people just go along to get along. Okay? A lot of people just go along to get along. And they don't have any expectations. Okay. Oh, you did. Wow, man, good man, glad somebody winning. I'm glad somebody winning, man. But don't be telling nobody you hit the lottery because they be looking for you, gamer. Don't let them know, man. You get some money, yeah, you get some money, man. Keep that to yourself, because folk be, you never know who watching, man. Don't let them know you got no money. Keep that money to yourself. Yeah, keep that money to yourself, boy, because folks figure out you got a little money, man. Oh, shit, let's go over here. John Paul, he'll buy me a beer. And John Paul be done spend up all his money on beer. No, man, keep that money, keep that to yourself. No. Keep that to yourself, because I surely, if I won some money, I wouldn't tell y'all nothing. I wouldn't tell you nothing. I ain't lying. If I won some money, I wouldn't tell you nothing. I wouldn't say a thing, man. And when you start asking me, man, how you doing? Like, man, that's look, God blessing me. God is blessing me. That's all I can say. I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't even claim no money in my name. I wouldn't. I wouldn't, cause see, I keep telling y'all. See, y'all be laughing at me, but people gonna follow that money, man. Man, if they see somebody hit the lottery, total strangers be coming up with you with sob stories, trying to manipulate your emotions. Don't know you from Adam, and they expect for you to respond to their sob story. I sure would. Somebody asked me, would I hide it? Would I hide it from my? You damn right. Them the ones I'ma hide it from. I'm gonna hide it from them. Cause no, yeah, I'm gonna hide it. No, it ain't sad. That's not sad. What's sad about that? What's sad about that? Because I don't want to share all my information with people that support me. And see, and 9 times out of 10, if you're hanging around me, I'm not a selfish person. See, because first of all, if I'm financially set, I'm people ain't got to ask me. I'm gonna be giving to people anyway. You ain't got to ask me. See, that's my red flag right there. When somebody come and ask me for some money, no, you ain't got to ask me. I listen to God. Okay? I listen, man. I look for given opportunities. So and when you ask me, you're throwing me off. Because most of the time, people out here asking for something usually want something for nothing. Those are the ones that are looking for the sob stories. The ones that are asking, the ones that, homeless with 2 kids. Well, where's the father? You see, and that's some a lot of times we don't want to ask the questions. So no, man, my supporters, they gonna be happy. I done ran into some money. They're gonna be real happy because I'm gonna be sharing with what I get. See, this is the mistake product ambassadors are making right now. All these people that's getting these $1 million contracts to be product ambassadors, and they ain't taking none of that money and putting it back into the people that's supporting them. What do you mean? So let's say Adidas will come up and say, "Truth Conductor, we wanna give you an NIL for 150 million, name, license, and image for 150 million over the next 3 years." Okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of that 150 million, and every time I see somebody with some Adidas on, then here $50. You got pair of what you got? You got Adidas. Here's another 50. Oh, you got some underwear too? Here's another 50. I don't want to see it. I'll take your word for it. You got Adidas underwear on? Here's another $50. You think people? You think Adidas' stock wouldn't move? You think if I'm saying, hey man, I give you $500. Man, in fact, I give you 1,000. If you burn up everything you got with Nike, I give you $1,000. If you burn up all your Nike gear, people ain't gonna consider the fact that how much money they done paid for it. All they see, man, $1,000. Somebody gonna give me $1,000? Man, I'll do that. And go out and buy you some Adidas. Burn your Nikes up with some Adidas on, and I give you $1,000. You think? And I can afford it. You think that stock ain't gonna move? You think Adidas' stock ain't gonna move? If I'm out there stimulating sales, you think they stock ain't gonna move? And saying that's what I want. That 150 mil, man, give me half money, half stock. I don't want all money. See, that's a mistake a lot of people are making. See, you can write a contract up any kind of way you want. Man, I want some stock. That's because that's what I want to make move. That's what I want to impact is the stock. See, and if I got some of your stock and I'm causing the price to go up, I'm gonna get paid. It's just that simple. But to some folk, man, I'm a pipe dreamer. To some people, I'm stupid. I don't make sense. I done lost it. Cause that's the way I think. See, this is right now. If you get money, this is the time for you to be trying to stimulate as much activity around what you're doing as you possibly can. Man, I wish I could launch my dinnerware line. You know how, man, I would clean up. I would clean up if I could launch my dinnerware line. I would clean up. And I know I would clean up. Cause can't nobody beat me with the marketing of the idea. They can't beat me with that. See, because I'm gonna use the same success that I get from my dinnerware is what I'm gonna share that success with the people. And see, and this is the problem right now. You got too many folk that are getting successful off of people, and they don't even want to share. They act like sharing with the same people responsible for helping you get where you got. Now you look down on them like they're trying to get something for nothing, cause they done supported you to get where you got, and you won't even say, "Man, here, let me buy everybody dinner." Let me tip the whole restaurant. I mean, cause you can afford it. You got people that can afford, man, and they walk into a restaurant looking for status, looking for name recognition. They ain't out here trying to help nobody, man. And see, that's how you talk about the people protecting you, man. If you taking care of the people, you can go anywhere in any city you want to. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Let me say that again. See, and this is what folk are afraid of. See, because if you're doing right by people, you can walk in any community you want to. And folk ain't gonna mess with you. Because they gonna respect you. See, it's the ones that's giving them the bull sugar that they're retaliating against. But man, if you helping the people, if you kind to people, if you treat people right, dude, they gonna take care of you. They're gonna take care of you. You ain't got to walk around with a whole bunch of security. That's why a lot of these rich folk right now can't come into the community because they ain't giving nothing back. See, they ain't giving nothing back. And it's the community, the same community that they scared to walk in is the one that is making them rich. Look at a lot of these rappers, man. Look at a lot of these rappers. The same community that's making them rich is the same community that's killing them. That's the same community. They pour all of that hatred into that community with their music. And look at what it's doing. All that hatred is killing them. And they're making millions off that hatred. And it's killing them. It's killing them, man. I mean, it's just that simple. This is the problem, man. This is the problem. And we're going to have to start giving back, man. We're going to have to start paying it forward. We're going to have to start helping each other. You know, and this is the problem. We are afraid to do good by each other. That's the travesty of this whole thing, man. That good people are afraid to do good by other good people. They can't even recognize a good person, man. That's a sad day in the universe when good people can't recognize other good people. They just don't know. They don't know who's who. And that's why everybody's sitting on their hands. That's why don't nobody want to get involved. Cause people are struggling to recognize who's who. You see? And we can't blame nobody but ourselves for that. We can't blame nobody else for that but ourselves. Because we have allowed this condition to exist. And to break it, somebody's gonna have to be accountable. Somebody's gonna have to say, wait a minute. You know, I agree with this message. This is an important message. I'm gonna support that. I might not agree 100%, but I agree with this. And see, and we won't even, this is how bad we are with each other. We won't even start out with what we agree on. We won't even start out with what we agree on. That's how bad we have it against each other. We can't even talk about what we agree on, man. Without some bickering, without some fighting. We can't even come together for a solution because we hate each other. And this is where the problem is. This is the problem. Okay? And it ain't gonna get better until we do something. We're gonna have to, we gonna, I mean, people just gonna have to take a stand, man. People gonna have to take a risk. And that's what a lot of folk don't want to do right now. They don't want to take a risk. They want to play it safe. You know, they don't want to be wrong. You know, they don't want to be wrong, and that's the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to be wrong. You see, and consequently, they won't do nothing at all because they don't want to be wrong. They'd rather not do anything than to be wrong. And not realizing that that's how you learn from being wrong. That's how you learn, man. That's how you get wisdom, from learning from your mistakes. And look how many people that get out here and don't want to make mistakes and realize the only thing they're doing is hurting themselves because they don't want to make a mistake, man. And nothing's perfect. You see, nothing's perfect. And if you and what has really spoiled our young people is the instant gratification. You know, they can get it. They get it just like this, man. Just like that. That wealth, just like that. That money coming in, just like that. That fame, just like that. And they ain't got no foundation to stand on. They ain't weathered no storms. See, when you can weather a storm, You can tell, now you can tell somebody else how to weather a storm. What's a storm? Adversity in your life. See, when you can endure adversity in your life, you can just tell other people, man, that's how I did it. And what you're gonna find, you're gonna have a lot of people out here calling themselves coaches. And they're gonna be telling you about instances and situations on another person's life. They'll never use their lives as an example. And when you find a person like that, that's always using somebody else's life as an example, they just want your money. Because half of the stuff they talking about, they haven't experienced themselves. So they telling you what somebody else did and how somebody else did it. And you paying for that. You don't have to pay to learn how somebody else did. Go find out from that person yourself how they did it. Well, you got to pay a third party to find out how somebody else did it. Think about that. And this is what people are doing. And they run around calling themselves coaches and ain't been through nothing, haven't experienced nothing, haven't had to withstand nothing. But they coaches, man. They're making money. Making money, man. So these are the kind of things that we gonna have to take a look at. It just and I say this, and people don't have kind of want to dismiss it, but man, it's just too hard out here to be positive. This is what's turning a lot of people around because it's just too hard to be positive. You got folk out here that's legitimately trying, and they run into a brick wall. And they can't handle the rejection. See, you got to realize, man, that when you out here trying to get on this positive tip, and you run around, and what you're running against is rejection, and you running into a lot of disappointment. After a while, if you don't believe in what you're doing, it's gonna eat at you. If you have an ulterior motive, it's gonna eat at you. That's how you know who's who, because ulterior motives are easily distracted. Ulterior motives can't stand repetition. See, you got an ulterior motive, man, they ain't gonna take no repetition. Because they can't keep it with the lie. But when you walk in your integrity, when you being right by people, see, you don't get bored doing right by people. I mean, think about that, man. You're helping people. You kind. You got a good heart. You don't get bored with that. You get bored, man, when you got an ulterior motive. But when you're honest and man, you don't get bored with that. You don't get tired of helping people. Even when folk use you and take advantage of you, you still keep your heart open, man. You still will help people. You still will be kind to people. This is just a reality. This is the reality. And this is what we got to get back to, man. Being human to one another. Caring about one another. Not falling for sob stories from one another. See, that's where we got to start. See, we gotta nip the bud in these sob stories, man. Because there are too many people that are coming out trying to manipulate your emotions with a lie. All because you don't want to ask no questions. All because you are afraid to ask questions. And that's all you got to do. If somebody wants your money, ask a question. And if they got a problem with you asking questions and it's your money, keep it moving. You ain't obligated to help nobody because they done fell on hard times. And see, you got folk out here right now that will sit down. It's a job to them. Every day they in the same corner with their cup, with their message. Homeless. Help please. Every day. That's a job, man. That's a job for you. That's how you, cause you ain't, and you ain't offering nothing. It's just a win situation for you. It ain't a win-win. And see, and this is what we gonna have to learn how to recognize. What's a win-win situation? That's when the person is winning, and not only are they winning, but somebody else is winning as well. See, that's a win-win situation. And right now, you're gonna find most situations are just a win situation where that person is winning, and they ain't doing nothing with the winning. This is why I kind of struggle to understand when I tell people. I say, man, listen. Folks say, well, True Conductor, why don't you set up a GoFundMe? For what? Why do I need a GoFundMe when I got a business? Think about this for a minute. The same money that you can put in GoFundMe, you can go say, you know what, True Conductor, you got PayPal. Man, I don't have $79 for a tour. But what I will do, since I do know you have PayPal, or man, I'll send you $20. I'll send you $10. So just so, and see, and let me show you this. See, a lot of people have seen me in need and turn and look the other way. Like it can't happen to them or some of their loved ones. See, so when you do good, it ain't always for you. Sometimes you're doing good for some kids you'll never see, man. For your great, 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 great grandchildren. See, you doing good. Because every good deed, like every bad deed, is going to stay on your bloodline. What you say, True Conductor? Every good deed, just like every bad deed, it's going to stay on your bloodline. Somebody going to get that. Somebody going to get it, man. Whether it's good or bad, somebody going to get it. Somebody going to get it. Especially in Southeast DC, man, it was a time that Southeast was so black that it was rare for you to see a white person, especially homeless, in the black community. That was just rare that you saw a white person homeless in the black community. And I when I would see something like that, I wonder what their ancestors did that now they got to sit among black people and beg. That's a curse, man. Somebody's living out a curse that they've done something, and that action has fell down to their great grand or great grand. Somebody, you gonna get it, man. It's gonna be there. You see, and we don't even want to take that into consideration because everything is about us. Everything is about our needs, and we don't think generational. And this is what you're gonna have to do now, man. This fighting, doing this here, man. This could be the blueprint for one of my great grandchildren. They might run into the same thing. Damn, let me see how great granddaddy did it. You see, you don't know. And because a lot of us don't think generational, a lot of us don't think about our future, what we're passing along. I'm trying to create streams of income, man. When I'm no longer here, that my kids can live off of. My tours, my dinnerware. Those are streams of income. That's generational wealth. that I can pass on. Because as long as Washington, D.C. is the nation's capital, people going to be coming here to visit. So my tours, they generational. All I got to do is have somebody that's interested in maintaining and keeping the vision alive. You see, and oftentimes, we don't encourage our kids to keep the vision alive. We don't encourage them keep the dream alive. We're quick to tell them what they can't do. Because I don't have a whole bunch of money. I can't dream about having my own dinnerware line. Because I've been evicted. I'm living in a hotel. I got some kind of nerve to be talking about a dinnerware line. And I've been evicted. See, this is the kind of stuff that you have to endure, man. That you're going to have to ignore. That you're going to have to still believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody it'll show. Let me say that again. See, when you don't believe, how you know when you believe in yourself? Because you won't quit. Let me say that again. How do you know when you believe in yourself? Because you won't quit. That's how you know. You ain't gonna quit, man. You ain't gonna give up. You ain't gonna throw the towel in. That's how you know you believe in yourself. When you can endure the stuff that you come up against. And it don't discourage. Man, I done had my vans repossessed, house in foreclosure, I done got evicted, and I'm still holding on to my tours. I'm still out there every day with my sign. Stop hating each other because you disagree. Because it ain't about what I'm going through. It's about keeping that message. Because, listen, and people say, well, why you go and sit in front of the White House every day? Because I don't know what day it is that I might meet the person that can change my life forever. And if I'm not there, I missed the opportunity. Even when I don't want to go, I force myself to go. Because that could be the day, man. I met a reporter yesterday from Channel 9, as a matter of fact, right here in D.C. And I wait till he did his little broadcast. And he said, man, let me take a selfie with you because my daughter loves the Truth Conductor. I said, for real? He said, yeah. He said, man, my daughter loves you. My daughter loves you. And see, oh, you shouldn't have told me no information like that. Your daughter, listen, when I think this was Roger Stone was coming to the courthouse. And I'm still filling out. I'm still trying to fill out the press and the marshals, because and at the courthouse, that marshals got everything, the sidewalk, everything. They control everything around that federal courthouse. So I'm still trying to figure them out, and where I can go and where I can still trying to. One day, man, this guy was coming in. He was a sergeant. And he was just coming on shift. And he said, True Conductor. He said, man, my wife loves you. I said, what? He said, every time we say, she said, there go my man. That my man is. He said, man, my wife loves you. Shoot. When that dude told me that, I said, oh, snap. Now, I'm going to start getting in front. Since his wife loved me, so that's some news to my ears, because now I got somebody in his ear that, leave him alone. Don't mess with him. See, I got somebody in his ear now. Because you done told, man, my wife loves you. So now I got somebody in there. Shoot, I start pushing the envelope, man. I start pushing the envelope. And I'm one of the few people that can go down there in front of that courthouse and walk up there with my son. And they say, man, where you been? We've been looking for you. You all right? I'm one of the few people. I'm serious. I said, man, where you been? We've been looking for you. You all right? Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Even sitting in front of the White House. Now, some of the photographers, they come by there, say, True Conductor, man, you ain't hanging out the courthouse no more. I said, when they start jumping, I'll be back. It's okay, man, good seeing you. And this, because I keep telling y'all, listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. And I got to go because I got to get down to the White House. It ain't who you know. It's who knows you. Let me say that again. See, it ain't who you know. It's who knows you. And based on who knows you, man, you can circumvent a lot of stuff in the city. Seriously. Based on who knows you. See, because a lot of people know my car. A lot of ticket writers know my car. And a lot of them pass me by, man. They know my car. They might get you because they don't know your car. But they know my car. You see, because I'm consistent. And see, and that's one of the things that when you're consistent, man, when you persevere about doing what you're doing, see, people are gonna see your commitment. And right now, what I'm showing people is, man, I'm committed to stop hating each other because you disagree. I'm committed to that. I'm dedicated to that. How we know that, True Conductor? Look at me. I'm living at a hotel, and I'm still at it. I'm still trying. I'm still stepping up to the plate. Even though I've been evicted, I'm still coming up. I ain't missing my swing at the plate. And see, and oh man, thank you, Lord. And see, that's a mistake a lot of people make. They make adversity stop them from stepping up to the plate. They let adversity stop them from stepping up to the plate. Because see that adversity supposed to make you look shame. See, that adversity is supposed to make you feel bad about yourself. See, that adversity is supposed to make you doubt, man, that you can knock this out the park. See, that's what adversity do. But when you step up to the plate, anyway, I don't give a shit. Let's go. And that's what you got to do. See y'all later.